Hey freshmen, we've already discussed a few times how the arrival of the Europeans affected the Native Americans and the economic activities of the North and the South. Today we will be reviewing these concepts in preparation for the benchmark test this week. First, let's see if we can remember these vocabulary terms from earlier this year. Which river is shown on the map? Now, let's see what we remember about today's topic. Good. Hopefully you remembered a lot so that we're ready to go today. When the European settlers first arrived in the New World, their relationship with the Native Americans was one of cooperation. Some traded weapons for furs with the tribes they encountered. The English settlers also needed the Native Americans to teach them to grow crops in the new land and how to survive the harsh winter months. The Native Americans welcomed the colonists at first and were happy to share the land with them. However, this attitude soon changed. The Native Americans and Europeans had very different views on land ownership. Native Americans believed that no one could own the land and that the resources of the earth could only be shared. The Europeans began building fences and claiming the land as their own, forcing the Native Americans to stay off it. As more settlers arrived, the more land they claimed, and the further away the Native Americans were forced to go. Violent conflicts like King Philip's War ensued, and soon the Native Americans were pushed past the Appalachian Mountains and beyond. With the land they took from the Native Americans, the European settlers were able to build thriving colonies that started their own economic activities. In the South, the rich soil and warm temperatures allowed the region to become leaders in agriculture. In the North, colder temperatures and rocky soil made farming difficult, so instead they began to develop manufacturing industries, such as shipbuilding and rum production. Because of their location near many rivers and the Atlantic Ocean, the North was also very good at fishing and trade. The colonies began to barter with each other. The southern colonies were producing agricultural goods like cotton, tobacco, indigo, and rice, which the northern colonies were able to use for industries, such as making clothing. Then the southern colonies would trade or buy the finished product. This is called interdependence, the colonies relying on each other for goods and services. As the colonies began to produce many of the products they needed to survive on their own, they no longer needed as many supplies from England. They were becoming more independent from England, which becomes very important as the colonies begin their quest for independence.